Welcome back to the Just Stocks studio. We're speaking with Alex Underwood from Empire Energy Group. Welcome back, Alex.
Thanks, John. Great to be here.
So the company's undertaking a major raising. Could you take investors through the key points?
Certainly. So this morning we have announced that we have raised $28 million, an upsizing of $8 million above the minimum raise size of $20 million we were targeting. It's at 16 cents a share with a 1-for-2 attaching option at 24 cents. And we have also announced this morning that we are going to be giving all of our Australian and New Zealand-based investors the opportunity to invest on the same terms under a share purchase plan to be launched next week.
Did the raising attract any new institutional investors to the company?
Yeah, so we had very strong support from existing shareholders and we are very grateful for their ongoing support. But also we were very pleased to see the addition of new investors, both sophisticated investors here in Australia, but also institutional investors in Australia and globally who have a deep understanding of shale gas development.
Could you outline for us where these new funds will be allocated?
Absolutely. So for those who watched our interview a week and a half ago, I mentioned that we have recently drilled Carpentaria 5H. That is the first well in the basin to be drilled, cased and cemented with a 3-kilometre horizontal section. We actually went a bit further. We got to 3.3 kilometres and beautiful well. This raise that we have announced today will ensure that we are very well funded through the fracture stimulation and flow testing of that well. This will be, in the success case, the biggest fracture stimulation done in Australian history. And we believe that this is a critical point for assessing the commercial viability of our project. Given that we've raised a little bit more than we anticipated, that just further enhances our liquidity position, but also allows us to continue investing in the Carpentaria gas plant, which we are looking to install in the basin later this year for the commencement of sales.
Well, news flow is always important, Alex. So what is the timeline to hydraulic stimulation of Carpentaria?
It's very, very soon, and I can't wait to get going. So we will be commencing the stimulation of this well in the middle of June, so 1 month away. And what we will do is we'll spend about 3 weeks stimulating the well. Then we will shut it in for a number of weeks for a process called soaking that has been demonstrated to enhance the productivity of shale gas wells, particularly in the Beetaloo. And we expect flow rates from this well to be announced, a 30-day IP flow rate late in Q3. The other piece of key work that we are working through is final sign-offs from the NT government for the sale of test gas. As soon as that is done, it will unlock $30 million of funding under our Macquarie facility and we'll be able to commence construction of the Carpentaria gas plant.
For new investors to the company, why is the Beetaloo Basin so important?
So the world runs on hydrocarbons. We are going through an energy transition, which is much publicised, but the reality is over 80% of primary energy demand comes from hydrocarbons. As we look to decarbonise, gas is going to be a critical, not only complement to renewables, but I believe the cornerstone of all industrial processes. And so we need more gas. For anyone in Australia who's opened up their electricity bill or their gas bill recently, we are suffering under gas shortages in Australia. The Beetaloo Basin is the biggest undeveloped gas resource in Australia. It is connected by pipelines to Australia's east coast. And as we've seen in America, shale gas revolutionised their economy. They have the cheapest energy in the world. And this basin, with incredible geological similarities to some of the most prolific shale gas basins in the US, has the potential to provide long-term, lower emissions and affordable and reliable energy for Australia and the region.
Finally, what additional catalysts should investors be looking out for?
So I mentioned the work that we are working on, and we're very excited about that. But also I note there is a significant ramp up in activity occurring across the basin. Just this week, one of our neighbours, Tamboran Resources, announced that they had raised $70 million, for which we offer our warm congratulations to them. And they've announced they're going to be drilling another 3 wells. We have seen in recent news from Santos, one of the largest independent oil and gas companies in Australia, that they will be doing more drilling next year. So we are entering a very, very news flow rich environment here in the Beetaloo, which we are very excited about, because as the saying goes, the rising tide will lift all boats.
Thank you very much, Alex. Busy period coming up. Thank you for updating investors again on JustStocks.
Thanks, John.